If we're experiencing dissociation, remember that this is your brain attempting to protect you from a threat that is either real or perceived. And when it's perceived, it's based in an experience from the past. How that 90% of what happened all the way back there across the timeline of our life can show up in this moment right here, right now. Dissociation can be readily triggered by any sort of experience that is sensory, what we're seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, or touching, and even what we're internally bearing witness to, something called interoception. So this is going to provide a couple quick tips on ways to ground ourselves back into the moment from a dissociative state, as well as one actionable tool to start proactively decreasing the likelihood that dissociation will show up in the future. The first tip is a favorite tool that is often used for panic and general grounding as well. It's that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 model. So you're going to focus on grounding yourself with mindfulness back into the moment by noticing what are 5 things that you see in your environment. What are 4 things that you're feeling? And these are touch feelings, sensory elements, the ground underneath your feet, perhaps the fabric that you're wearing, coolness of something around you. The third is 3 things that you're hearing. Then what are 2 things that you're smelling? And finally, 1 thing that you're tasting. Another favorite technique of mine is to counteract the dissociation with an extreme sensory experience. This can be done through taste, such as sucking on a lemon or even eating one of those super, super sour warhead candies. You can also hold on to ice or even dunk your head into icy water. All of those things counteract the experience of dissociation by waking up the senses very quickly and rapidly right here, right now. Breathing is a commonly recommended tool for calming oneself out of dissociation, and for some people, breath work can be quite anxiety producing. So a tweak I recommend is welcoming in that soothing, havening touch while doing different breath counts. One of my favorites, if you watch this channel regularly, you may be well aware of, is the Sigh Breath Exercise. That's where you're going to mimic what it's like to sigh and ensure that your body and your mind have enough oxygen. What that looks like is breathing in once, breathing in on top of that first breath, and then a slow, gentle release. Then repeat, breathe in again, and exhale, all the while applying that soothing, havening touch in order to strengthen the downregulation effect. Now, dissociation can often feel like we're fuzzy or slowed down or disconnected. And remember, it's still an amygdala response to a perceived threat. So wrapping the brain and the body in a warm, fuzzy blanket of soothing brain waves and delightful oxygen will help decrease the dissociative state. Finally, welcoming in that CPR for the amygdala is a really powerful adjunct to all of these experiences, especially after a moment of dissociation, taking some time to sense into what is happening in the moment, noticing on that scale of 0 to 10, applying the havening touch, and then preoccupying the brain with brain games. The SNAP protocol of CPR for the amygdala creates a specific cognitive as well as neurobiological shift that helps the brain delink from whatever it was that triggered the system in the moment where the dissociation began. It's a very, very cool tool. If you're not familiar with it, there's an entire playlist linked down below. So please check out the playlist, and there's a lot of different instructions as to how to do it. You can also learn more in my book, Healing in Your Hands. There's an entire self-healing program in that book, and also a lot of it is dedicated to integrating CPR for the amygdala into your daily healing program for ongoing resilience development. So while dissociation understandably can feel intimidating and scary, remember, it is your brain doing everything in its power to keep you safe. So high five, brain, for working so hard on our behalf. And let's start building the new way forward.